Hello and welcome. You're watching CXO TV Digital Disruptor Series. I am Kalpana Singhal. It is Chief CXO TV and TechPlus Media. And we have today Surabhi Goyal, CEO, Aditya Birla World Academy, Aditya Birla Education Academy, and the Aditya Birla Integrated School as our guest. Hello and a warm welcome to you, Surabhi.
Good evening, Kalpana. Thank you so much for having me over.
So, what surprises you most about your job?
I think what really surprises me is, how undervalued teachers are. In the sense, it's such a difficult job, and for some reason, teaching is still not looked up as your first choice as a profession. And there is so much of a difference one can make, and it is just so challenging. And I would really want that the new generation would consider this as something that they would like to take up. So really that it's really, really surprising. And I'm a prime example too, right? Like, I don't know why I didn't really get into this earlier. So that still stays, unfortunately. So, one would join an edtech company. Perhaps they would work for Byju's, but they wouldn't want to work for a school. So, that's really what, still continues to baffle me.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What are the factors, behind this kind of a stereotype that people really don't want to? Especially, I would say there are females, but very less of male getting into this domain.
So, Kalpana, such an interesting question. I've been actually asked to write an article on gender diversity at an education space. So, I actually conducted a poll with the teachers around, and we said, let's look at data as to why are there not more men in this. So, like I said, may not be considered prestigious, not enough money. Also, sometimes for some reason, they think it's not safe for children to be around men, especially in the primary, which is, such a sad space. It's like saying women should not be in the army, or, women should not be doing difficult tasks. It's the reverse situation. So I think it's a lot of stereotyping that's happening, and it would require more and more people talking about this profession, encouraging their children to take it up. And of course, there needs to be, better pay for teachers, for sure. And then, of course, that will automatically attract more people into the field.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, Surabhi, COVID-19 pandemic has revealed shortcomings in the process, the pedagogy and assessment as we transition onwards towards online learning. So, what are the challenges you see in the current education scenario, and what are the long-term impact of COVID-19?
So, Kalpana, I think I'd like to begin on a positive note. So, Winston Churchill said, never waste a good crisis. So I think this crisis has been a wonderful opportunity to actually reflect and shake up the system to see how we can do things differently. Right. So say, for example, for the longest time, we've been talking about how assessments are not really relevant the way we do it. Right. So you kind of just learn everything and go vomit in the exams. And, we want to relook at assessment, but we've been talking about this forever, but nothing really happened. But now we actually had to do it, right? So assessment took a whole new, change, and we had to look at how we can do it differently. So I think that happened. Of course, it led to issues such as academic dishonesty. So I think a lot of schools are grappling with that, and we will look at that. Of course, the national board schools like the CBSE, ICSE schools have struggled with the board exam. I mean, yesterday we had the Prime Minister himself deciding whether to continue, and then of course they've scrapped the board exam, but they don't really know how they're going to be grading these children because we don't have a system of continuous assessment. So I think overall assessment is something that is going to really see a change, and I think it's going to be for a positive reason. Then the second issue would be the infrastructure. Now, again, with the infrastructure, we all know that we don't have broadband, we don't have high-speed internet, in schools. Something that is the need of in the future, our children who are digital natives will only learn that way. So we really need to invest in that. Not talking about schools who can't afford it, but even schools who can afford it have so far, kind of steered clear from this. So this is something I think that they'll start investing more and more in hardware as well as software, things like that. I also think there are a lot more investment in training teachers will have to be done, because suddenly they'll have to unlearn and relearn the way they've been teaching all these years. And I like to end, this particular question by saying that emotional well-being is going to be the key. So, schools still have to be run with the heart, and the mental health of both teachers and students is what is going to be, at the forefront, and that is what is going to be very, very important.
So, what does these pandemic years would mean for students and for the educators who are still bracing with the online learning and the ambiguity in the assessment?
So, it's a very, very difficult question, because I think for the lower grades, it would hopefully not have a long-term impact, right? Because students would in any case get promoted from one class to the other. However, online assessments are not being done for a large number of schools in India currently. They're not even being taught, let alone assessments. So this means that there is going to be a huge learning gap when these students eventually come back to school. We will have to identify the gaps in concepts, content, skills, and then do that baseline testing and be able to actually bring back the students to par. Also, once the students were to go back to school, we'll have to look at the long paper pen exam and, again, ease them into that format of being able to write that sort of exams, right? Also, I think what has happened is taking online exams can cause anxiety for some students. They're worried about internet connectivity. They're constantly being shadowed by their parents, which may be a good or a bad thing. And of course, for the grade 10 and 12 student, it has been a complete nightmare. Exam hai, nahi hai, किस format में है, क्या होने वाला, so that's, there's just been a lot of anxiety sort of around that. I think the way forward really is for teachers to be trained in competency-based assessments, so that they will have to create maybe some asynchronous programs and continuous assessments. So sharp learning curve, and assessment, I think, will change forever, but in a good way.
Thank you, Surbhi. It was a complete pleasure interacting with you. Appreciate your time. We got valuable insights today, and I'm sure it will be really informative and useful for other aspiring organizations as well. Thank you, everyone. Please follow #Digital Disruptors and stay tuned to our social media channels. For more updates, stay safe and take care.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.